Hey guys, my name is Tongai, and today I am going to show you a little trick that I like in Excel. So in the past, I've seen people trying to number their list in an Excel workbook. So it goes something like this. They'll usually start off like a 1, then you go 2, then you go 3, then midway they just give up, then they're like, okay, actually Excel can do the work for me, then they'll break it down, voila, then they have like a nice little tidy list of numbers. So this approach, it works, it does the job, but it's not the most efficient way of doing it, because if you remove something, you're gonna have to change the numbering, and it's quite easy to make a mistake and so forth. So as an example, if you say like, let's remove Austria from this list here, our numbering is messed up, so I'm gonna have to go back in, change 5 to 4s and so forth. It's just like unnecessary work. So I've seen as well people like just going down, then like drag down the other ones just to kind of like fix that number. So it's just so much chaos and unnecessary maintenance that goes into it. So I would like to introduce you to a function called sequence. So sequence handles numbers in a nice way, and it makes them more dynamic, and therefore making it easy for maintenance, and it reduces the number of errors that might emerge from that sequence. So the way it works, it asks a number of variables. So the first one being, okay, how many rows do you want your numbering to be? So this is going to be like, okay, down here, like how many of these rows do you want? So in this case, we want let's bring back Austria first of all before we do anything else. Okay, Austria, cool. Then yeah, Austria. So we got now our 10 items. So it goes, what I'm doing, so sequence, then so here it's going to ask you, okay, how many number of rows you want. So we want 10 for this. We want to have 10 rows. Then the next thing is going to ask is, say, okay, how many columns do you want to go down? So how many columns do you want like across, basically? So in this case, we only want one column to go down because we only got one list. Then it's going to say, like, okay, what's your starting point? Do you want to start from 0? Do you want to start from 1? Do you want to start from 2? And so forth. But let's just keep it simple and start from 1. And the last thing it's asking here is saying, okay, the step of like your increments. What's the increments you want from your previous number? So if you're starting from 1 to go to 2, we only want an increment of 1. But if you want to increment to 3, we have to put 2. But in this case, we just want simple 1 to 10. So we're just going to say increments of 1. That's it. So if we say yep, then that gives us a list of 1 to 10, which is fantastic. So now if we remove Austria, it gives us a nice little list. However, because we've removed something, there's an empty cell here, so it's not a good look, because here we've got 10, we've declared that we want 10, so you're gonna have to go back in again and change it. So to avoid situations like this, we just simply have to alter our function so that it gives us a number when there's something in this cell, in these cells here, in this column here. So whenever there is something in this column B, there will be a number. That's what we want to achieve. So to do that, it's not a big task. We just alter our function we just add something to it. So here we're going to use another function called count A. Yeah, so let's just do that so that you can see what it does. So if you say count A, if we just hover over it, it just says here, it counts the number of cells in a range that are not empty. So basically that's what it's doing. It's just going, is there anything in B? Yep, give it a number. Is there anything in B? Yep, give it a number. That's literally what it is doing. And what do here. So now it's going to say, okay, what's the value you want to check? Like which cell are you trying to mirror to reference, so that you can assign a number. So in this case, it's going to be in column B. So you can either select this list here, but to future-proof our function, let's just click on the whole column and just close it off, so that if your list goes bigger, you don't have to worry about coming in and fixing it. So that's so yeah, we've got everything closed off, so that's fantastic. So now we just press enter, so voila, and that's done. So now we have like a nice little list. So if we remove Austria here, it's just gonna say, okay, that's fine, Austria is gone, and it adjusts our number just to match that. But let's bring that back, and here if we say let's go Asia, like the continent, it's gonna say, okay, 11, and we say Europe, it's gonna give us 12. So that's fantastic. So this is just a simple way of just generating numbers in Excel. It's quite fun. I really like it. Actually, it's quite a neat little feature. However, I can show you another way as well, like where this function really shines. So if you say sequence, so we already know what to do here. It's saying, okay, number of rows. This time, let's say we want 10. We want 10 rows here, and we're gonna say number of columns. Let's go for 10 again. Then if we say start, let's start at 10 again, voila. And if we say in fact, let's start at 5 and see like what it does. Then we're gonna say step, like let's go for 10. So it's gonna say 5, 15, 25, and so forth. So if we say close that off, good, 5, 15, 25, 35, and so forth. That's just it. So this is quite a cool way of just generating numbers. So sometimes you may be looking for like an example of numbers, or just like a list of random numbers to generate. So this is just a quick and easy way of generating rather than like typing in the numbers manually, trying to come up with like a list of like random numbers. It never works out quite well, and it's just time consuming. So this is the best and easy way, I think, I find, and just a much more fun way of playing with numbers. And that's it for today, and thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, just give it a like, or just send me a comment if there's anything you thought that was quite cool about this function. Awesome, thank you.